Today on Football's Play to Win, we'll preview the Dogs trip to Knoxville, ask are the Falcons the NFC's best, and tell you who to select in this week's fantasy draft. All the latest from the world of football coming up on the fastest 45 minutes in television. It's Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Haviland Express Lube, and Nellie Ford Sandy Springs. Today's hometown team report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
All right, welcome to the show with Jeffrey and Bob and Nikki and Chuck and Bob Squared, I guess would be the nickname, or Bob the Square, to go back to an old thing. Let's talk about your feelings about last week and what you had to say about it.
Bob. What? How about Vandy? We want Bama. Bob, you said last week Vanderbilt was the most improved team in the conference. They look like the same Vandy to me.
Hey, a bad game can turn beefcake into sponge cake. But guess what, Chuck? Don't be a Twinkie over there.
That is. I just want to know. I want to know, Jeffrey. Did you get a pedicure before you shoved your foot in your mouth about that Mississippi State UGA game?
Can't win them all. Georgia looked great.
Yes.
The game was over before it started. They're now 3-0, but we've been down this road before.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Fine.
Okay, I thought this would be a good place to start because it doesn't cause any controversy, and that is the key word. Does Georgia have a quarterback controversy?
Ooh, it's the tale of two Jakes, Bob. The tale of two Jakes. And with these two Jakes, what you have here is, remember last year, reminisce when Tennessee and Georgia played, and the first Jake, the original Jake, threw a bomb to win? Reversal of fortune here. We're going to see the new Jake show up and see what he can do.
I doubt it. Jake Fromm, there is no controversy. Jake Fromm had a near perfect performance last week. If it ain't broke, don't do anything with it. I think they keep winning, and then he stays where he is.
No controversy until they lose a game.
Right.
So again,
Two quarterbacks is like no quarterback sometimes.
You're exactly right. But look over here, we got this poet who don't even know it. Let me drop some dollars on you, but the facts remain, it is a quarterback controversy, but the facts are you got to put Jacob Eason back in the game. You got it. When he comes back, he got injured. To me, the guy has been there a long time. You got to put him back in and let the chips fall where they may. Now, if he falters, then you want to put Jake Fromm in. But to me, you got to go with Eason. Like, you don't lose your job from an injury.
Tom Brady got rid of that rule a long time ago.
This ain't Tom Brady. It's Jacob Eason. It's Kirby Smart. It's Jake Fromm.
Kirby Smart's going to ride Fromm till he loses.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't think there's no point. It's not Fromm's fault that he was put in the situation he was put in.
Well, after they get beat today, we'll see what happens.
That could happen.
I like your outfit. Your non-biased outfit.
I'm not biased.
No, he's not biased.
I'm not biased.
Because that's not Tennessee Orange.
Over here looking
I'm
like
not biased. I'm not. I'm from
pumpkin.
Athens. I'm from Athens, Georgia. I'm not biased. I work at Sanford Stadium.
Okay,
But I'm not biased.
Here's one. Georgia Tech and cut blocking.
Look, let me read the rules to you. Rule 916, low blocking zone. It's about 7 yards wide outside that center box to outside those tackles, 5 yards deep. And anything from the front, Georgia Tech does it. So you see B-backs, receivers, and linemen chopping everybody down.
Only linemen to say that. Come on, B. The bottom line is, Bob, you never used the chop block. Hold up.
That's true.
That one time,
Didn't need to.
Kevin Green hit him for 3 sacks.
I didn't need to.
You did try to. Kevin Green did.
But you're always scared of a chop block, and that's what D linemen do. When chop blocks come, guess what they do? Hands down, hands down, hands down.
That's the only way he could block me.
And when you get them hands down, guess what play action do? They
What?
can't get their hands up. Throw down the field,
Tech
Taekwon.
don't throw down the field.
They
haven't
will.
done that since Calvin
Boy,
Johnson.
here we have the best example that you can have of offense and defense talking.
Bob know how we roll. Second round class of 92.
First round.
92, I used to beat up on
Always
him, so.
number two,
We was
behind
roommates
number
too.
one.
We was roommates, but anyway.
All right, let's talk about the Falcons a little bit. Here's the question: why can't the Falcons hold a lead?
Nikki.
Anyone?
Well, technically they can, and they did, thanks to that call. It's just, look, they blow leads in spirit. They do. But
Blow
I'm
leads
trying to
in
be
spirit?
positive here. Listen, any team that can put up 30 points with their quarterback throwing 3 interceptions is a dangerous team any way you slice it.
They're 3-0. They won 2 road games in 2 tough places. They're kind of lucky to have won them, but they won them.
A win is a win.
Right.
So in that sense, they do hold the lead.
Well, I like to see
at the end of the game.
I like to see an expanded red zone, Bob. An expanded red zone so that you're throwing for play action touchdown passes from the 40 yards in. That's that deep route to Julio. That's Taylor Gabriel on some type of play action fake. And even Levine Tololo gets in the mix.
No. This is all everybody just being terrified from that Super Bowl loss.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be looking so deeply at this right now if it were not for the inevitable.
Remember, in order to lose in the Super Bowl, you got to get to the Super Bowl. When we return, we'll preview this week's top NFL games and ask, would you take a knee before the game? That's next in our NFL report.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Level up with the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport with automatic emergency braking that could stop for you. Intelligent all-wheel drive and around view monitor. Wow. Take on today the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport, part of the Rogue family. Lease today starting at just $159 per month or save up to $10,760 on select models.
Today's NFL report is brought to you by Nellie Ford Sandy Springs. The car you want, the name you trust. It has to be Nellie Ford Sandy Springs.
All right, time for our NFL report. And Nikki, I want to start with the Colin Kaepernick knee controversy. What's your take on that?
Well, it's transformed now into a bit of a revolution. Now this has gone from just the NFL players taking a knee during the anthem to now fans locking arms and standing behind the players. And the NFL players have taken a lot of heat about this. The owners have taken heat. The players have taken a lot of heat. But one thing I think we can all agree on is that we hope that the future holds more unity and solidarity together so that we can move back forward to playing football and living in a country that seems to be working equally for everyone. And as far as the players go, taking so much heat, I just want to shed some light on a player that's out in the community doing some real good right now. Deshaun Watson donated his first ever NFL check to 3 women at the stadium that were especially affected by Hurricane Harvey.
Hey, how are y'all? For what y'all do for us every day and never complain. I really appreciate y'all. So I wanted to give my first game check to y'all to help y'all out some type of way. So here you guys go.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Can I give
No
you a
problem.
hug?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That camera's there. Time for your picks, Jeffrey.
Carolina, New England, I said it last week, I'll say it again, I don't think New England's that good. Carolina's not that good either, but I would take the 9. Giants, Tampa. Giants are a disaster. Give the 3 with Tampa, and I like Washington to give Kansas City a game, take the 7.
All right, there you go. NFL Showdown, Jeffrey making his picks. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue with football's Play to Win.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough, I'm talking tough.
Hurry into Nally Ford and get 0% APR for 72 months on 2016 F-150 XLT. Plus over $4,000 in bonus cash.
Hey y'all, we're Low Cash and we love Nally Ford and NallyFord.com.
It has to be Nally Ford Sandy Springs.
This is it. This is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the Rib Till! And so much more.
We are the blood, sweat, and tears of fierce ambition. We are fueled by the impossible, an inner drive that can't be contained. We are the Georgia Bulldogs. So shout, go Dogs, and let the game begin. Here's to building champions. Now get $10,837 in total savings on F-150. See your local Ford dealer today.
At Longhorn, tonight's special, the Great American Steak Dinner for $12.99. A center-cut sirloin with a side, plus a starter, or dessert. And for lunch, try one of our new burgers, like the barbecued bacon burger. You can't fake steak.
Today's NFL Fantasy Report is being brought to you by Haviland Express Lube, driven to perform, so our customers and their vehicles can too.
All right, joined now with Adam Brown and Chuck Smith. Time to talk fantasy football.
Yeah, so let's get started with the quarterbacks, and we got started with Russell Wilson this week. Russell Wilson this week is having a good matchup versus Indianapolis. He had a massive week last week. Look for him to have a nice week this week with Vontae Davis out. And then Chuck, Drew Brees, London game against Miami, bad secondary. What's your take?
I love me some Drew Brees. Drew Brees is money in fantasy football. I'm just telling you, that's a funky fact right there. Trust me, because Adam, I was hitting home runs last week when he was going, bro.
Yeah, you were hitting home runs. That's right. Kareem Hunt, that's a home run right there. 6 touchdowns this far this season. We also got Todd Gurley, 6 touchdowns this season. Look for him to have a nice day against the Dallas defense that can give up some yards.
You made me a believer with Todd Gurley now, so I'm going to praise you right now.
You very
know what I'm saying? The Buckhead Bully got it right.
Yeah, the Buckhead Bully,
you turned me
right.
on to him, so you get a home run.
Let's talk about Joe Mixon real quick. He's carrying the rock now for Cincinnati, taking over for Hill and for Bernard. I like him against Cleveland this week. Had 101 total yards last week. Look for him to have 2 touchdowns this week. Look for him to have over 100 yards of total offense again. And then A.J. Green, starting with wide receivers. A.J. Green is my guy. The offensive coordinator's changed. I like what they're doing in Cincinnati now, getting balls to different players. Larry Fitzgerald, let's talk about the old man.
Well, I think the old man's going to be okay, but here's the challenge. Carson Palmer can't get the ball off. No ball off, no receivers catch passes. No ball off, no chance for Fitzgerald. It's going to be tough, bro.
Last week he had 13 catches for 149. Look for him to have have a good day this week against San Francisco. And then we also got Julio Jones, Zach Ertz, Rob Gronkowski. Love them this week. And then defenses. Chuck, you're a defensive guy. I love Jacksonville. 8 turnovers they've called so far this season. And then Cincinnati, Pac-Man Jones will be like Pac-Man all weekend, just chomping at John Kaiser. He's going to get some turnovers this week. The Bengals are going to be a good defensive team this week. What's your take?
I like Jacksonville. I like Calais Campbell getting after it. Jacksonville looks good.
And I like Cincinnati this week. And then for sleepers, all right? My sleeper this week?
Yeah.
Willie Snead. Coming off a suspension, going to be hot in the slot for Drew Brees.
My sleeper, the Atlanta Falcons defense. You heard it right here on Fox 5's Play to Win. Falcons, watch out.
All right, you guys are my sleepers.
Thank you very much, and good luck, everyone, this week.
Sleep.
In a moment,
don't sleep on him.
We'll be back with the Dogs Report. Stay with us on Play to Win.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention Football's Play to Win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
Make rush hour an adrenaline rush with the 2017 Nissan Altima. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help you stop safely and keep you out of a jam. Automatic emergency braking, now on Nissan Altima and Sentra. Take on today. Now with Nissan's Hurricane Relief Program, get employee pricing plus no payments for up to 6 months.
They're here.
Give us the gold!
Kevin, you heard the man.
Win up to $100,000 over 300 times a day playing Keno.
Good morning, Atlanta. Today on Football's Play to Win, we're going to discuss Georgia's must-dos in Knoxville and ask, are the Falcons still the NFC's best? College and pro previews, injury report, and Jeffrey the Ed Schechter picks his winners and losers. The fastest 45 minutes on TV. Welcome to Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Nissan, the Orlando Law Firm, and Longhorn Steakhouse. Welcome to Football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Game Analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports legend Bob Neal. Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Seafood, home of Atlanta's original rib tips.
All right, welcome back to the show with Jeffrey and Bob and Nikki and Chuck and Bob Square. All right, or Square Bob. Let's talk about this Georgia-Tennessee game, and the question is, what's at stake for both teams, besides simply the win or loss?
Well, I say conference play determines everything. And if you want to win and be in the playoff berth, go to the national championship, you got to win in the conference.
This will be Jake Fromm's first ever SEC road game, so he's got a lot to prove. And then Butch Jones, he needs a job, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think if he gets blown out of this one that he has one. Right. I think he gets a delivery from the Tooth Fairy in the middle of the night with his papers.
If they get blown out, he's gone on Sunday, if he lives that long. So.
Hopefully it won't go to that. What do you hear from up there?
Well, Bob, what I think is Tennessee has no pressure. There are no real expectations. Hey, stop that. I'm like, what is she doing? Look,
what is she doing?
I'm not biased.
I'm not
anyway,
biased.
I just think Tennessee has no real expectations. I think all the pressure's on Georgia. This is their year. This is the year Georgia's supposed to be breaking out. They got two top gun quarterbacks and Fromm's on the road. So I think, I don't think there's much pressure on Tennessee, really.
I'm going to start with you on this question then. Is Georgia the 7th best team in the country?
I'll say that's up for opinion, but I say right now they've looked apart to me. They go to Notre Dame to win. They've taken care of their business each along the way. So I think right now, I think they are. But to me, is Tennessee a good indicator of how good they really are? No. I mean, right now Notre Dame looks like they were, but I think Georgia takes care of this, and I think the meat of the schedule's coming up pretty soon. But I think they're in the middle.
I think that left a blood stain on your orange tie from your heart.
Your heart.
I'm not biased.
Oozing out. He was just oozing out.
Okay, time to go to Chalk Talk with Chuck and Bob.
Well, today we might challenge Chuck's integrity.
Yep, no bias, no bias. Let's go, man.
He says that with the T on his chest, but what we have is he has the Georgia defense, I have the Tennessee offense,
got the
and
dogs.
This is the 35OH featuring the amazing Superman John Kelly. And he is the ball carrier here, and what we want to do is run this counter action to get a double team block, get an O-scheme kick, and then a kick out through, and we got John Kelly to his house on the Georgia defense. Can you stop that?
Well, yeah, Davin Bellamy, number 17 from Georgia, one of the top playmakers in the Southeastern Conference. What's going to happen here? When you got Kelly coming back, he's going to squeeze down. When his tackle goes down to go after this nose guard or double team, Bob, his responsibility is coming front side, is come down and take on this block and win inside. Now, also on this other side, man, you're not going to have an opportunity for the quarterback to get outside because you got Lorenzo Carter, number 7 at the left defensive end. He is an absolute stud getting after, and I don't think that Tennessee's going to be able to escape Georgia's front.
So we're going to throw on them, and this is how we throw on them, with the same attack with Kelly. And what we have here is just a nice little action, and we have Kelly coming in a little quick motion and then a fast speed to a little out route right here. We're going to get these upper field receivers to try to block when he catches that ball, and he is to the house up the sideline. Stop that, Chuck.
Well, we talked about a guy who's an absolute freak. Lorenzo Carter right here. He'll get vertical. With that to do, they'll stop John Kelly from getting outside. Also, you got the strong safety coming in, vicing the running back, so meaning he'll be viced in. He'll be caught in between the middle linebacker who's going to be scraping over the top. It's going to be a tough one for the University of Tennessee to run against because Georgia has great athletes, and Lorenzo Carter, he's an absolute monster.
What you want to bet? What you want to bet?
What you want to bet? I got something for you. I got something for you. If Tennessee wins, you wear my little Letterman coat for a guy that's 195 pounds.
Whew, that's tiny.
All right, let's talk about that Georgia offensive line. This is the elephant in the room. We'll come back.
I'm not biased. I brought it in for Nikki. She's a UGA former student. I'm not biased. Just want you guys to know. I'm not biased.
Wait a minute. I want to see this.
Wait,
you're going to mess your hair up.
No,
you don't
got too much weave in my head. I can't
Put it right there. I'm not biased, so everybody can see. Just put it right there. Put it right there.
It's autographed, too.
That is so fine of you.
Yeah.
Is that autographed by Georgia players? To Chuck, thanks for everything.
I'm a big Georgia guy.
You
when they're
didn't
not
even
playing
like
Tennessee.
him.
I'm not biased. I want y'all to know it's just not about the orange tie, but go ahead,
Well,
Bob.
look, this is not big enough for an old lineman, but Georgia's old line, anchored by Isaiah Wynn, he has to do something strong. He blocks well in space. He does a great job at getting downfield, taking our corners on screens and stuff like that. So, O-line has to be the key, Bob.
How about our speedy linebackers, though? Davin Bellamy, Lorenzo Carter, they're running around out there like their underwear is on fire.
Hot draws.
Oh.
I'm not biased.
Oh, look at this. Of course.
I'm sorry, I'm not biased.
Is this big enough for your head?
I'm not biased, y'all. What you mean you talk about, Bob? I'm sorry. Hold on, matter of fact, let's step up for Georgia. Yeah, I'm not biased. What is
How about this jersey?
I'm not biased.
Check this jersey.
Matter of fact,
I thought it would say Chuck Smith. It says,
I'm not biased. Matter of fact, here you go, Bob.
Reggie
Talking about
White.
the man. Who is this right here? Peyton Manning. Let's go. I'm not biased. I'm not biased.
We got our own souvenir stand.
I'm not biased.
Is the doctor still around here?
With all this going on, here's Jeffrey's pitch. This is going to make it tough for you, Jeffrey.
We've been down this road before. Georgia's 3-0. They're the greatest team that ever played and whatever.
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 I got a feeling Tennessee's going to give them a game. Take the 7.5.
All right, Big Orange. Let's go.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the SEC ACC report on football's play to win.
This is it.
This Is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the real deal! And so much more.
Did you know when you buy any bag of dog or cat food at PetSmart, we give a meal to a pet in need? Buying your favorite bag of food at PetSmart will help us reach our goal of donating more than 60 million meals to shelters and food banks. That means millions of hungry pets across the country, like this little guy, get to eat. Buy any bag, any size, we give a meal to a pet in need. PetSmart, for the love of pets. And now come celebrate our grand opening in your neighborhood.
As an athlete, you know winning doesn't come easy. When you get injured, it's no different. It's hard work coming back, but you accept the challenge. At GMC Sports Medicine, we've built one of the top programs in the nation with the most sports medicine fellowship-trained doctors and the largest team of certified athletic trainers in Georgia, managing 42,000 athletes. Getting you back to peak performance is our challenge, and it's game on.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Now it's time for the Ippolito's You Be the Expert contest. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 against all the competition by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $150 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back every week and prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting this week's college and NFL games. Ippolito's, a great neighborhood Italian restaurant. Okay, let's start with the big, and it could be big, Florida Vandy game.
Well, Derek Mason, coach of Vanderbilt, spoke of. He spoke of the split personalities, the ideal self and the real self. And the real self last week got their head smashed in Vanderbilt against Alabama.
True.
And For real, ideally, they can't be that same self. They got to show up against Florida.
That's typical Vanderbilt.
Mainly because you don't want to catch crap anymore.
Some kind of philosophical, in-depth discussion.
My good friend still get the side eye. Yep, Derek Mason, former Stanford defensive coordinator. Explanation point, like you said last week. But you know what's funny about this game, Bob? Vandy's got to stop the run. Doesn't matter. Everybody's a copycat when it comes to the Southeastern Conference. Vandy's going to have to stop the run, which they struggled last week. Alabama rolled for over 500 yards on the ground.
Vandy has trouble getting those big, tough defensive lineman players.
Right? Struggle, don't they?
Struggle a little bit. All right, let's talk about Auburn. What is the state of Auburn? They're playing Mississippi State this week.
Well, it depends on who you ask, Bob. If you're going to ask Gus Malzahn, he sounds mighty optimistic, saying that Jared Stidham has looked better as of late, but let's also keep in mind that he's been playing some inferior fellows over at Mercer and Missouri, so he's more comfortable because he's not playing. They're dumpster fire.
Tell the truth.
You can only polish off a turd for so long. But they're not doing good. They're not doing well. Start a prayer chain for them.
Okay, how about LSU? They're playing Troy this week.
Relax, calm down, LSU faithful, calm down, just breathe. Ed Ogeron, this is really his first year. I mean, they're ready to run the man out of town already. You got to have patience. The quarterback struggling, that's not on his watch. That's Les Miles. So folks down in Baton Rouge, just take a deep breath and just chill, okay?
All right.
It's going to be all right.
Bob Whitfield, let's talk about South Carolina. They got Texas A&M at Texas A&M.
Yeah, they never won there, Bob. It's going to be a struggle for those guys. And guess what? Without Debo, Jake, woo, what you got on my 40, homie? Because your O-line, man, they're depleted. And you know what happens, Nikki? Like a woman with swollen ankles.
Here we go.
You know what they call that?
What?
Diabetes.
No, cankles.
Oh.
An O-lineman with swollen ankles means a lot of sacks for Jake Bentley. He has 2 O-linemen that swole up in the ankles. Be careful,
Lay
Jake.
off the sodium.
Okay, so we've got a health show going here.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, where every jackpot is a good jackpot.
Guys can have cankles too.
Okay, they're still talking about it. All right, let's talk about Clemson, Virginia Tech, first of all. What do we think is going to happen there? It's our college football showdown of the week.
All right, number one, let me tell you what's going to happen. Clemson's going to run the ball more than they can throw because they got a great 2 running back combination. Last year, they were throwing the ball. Now Clemson's going to run the ball. Virginia Tech, one of the best teams they've had in a long time, but I think Clemson's going to pound the rock.
Well, Virginia Tech has one of my draftees, Eugene Chung. His son is playing at right tackle. And Virginia Tech, I don't know what they're going to do out there. They're going against this Clemson team. They got to get better in the run, in the pass, in all these different areas. But most of all, just stay strong. Stay hard, work hard.
Virginia Tech shows up too. I mean, it's tough to play them at home at night. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. And, I don't think this coach has played a top 5 team in this stadium yet. So, it's going to be a battle of great coaching. And then Clemson didn't look that good last week. It pains me to say that. I do love Clemson, but they didn't look that good last week. So, I think this is going to be a good game.
It's not only a good game, it's a trap.
You think it's a trap game?
What's your pick?
And they're not coming out alive.
Oh, you're full of it.
Oh, no kidding. No, Jeffrey the Edge.
I love Virginia. I love Virginia Tech.
Oh, my God.
Love them at home. Last year, Clemson couldn't stop them in the championship game. They had to hang on at the end. Also, the Vandy Florida game, if you must. You got nothing better to do. Take the 10 with Vandy. There's other games that are better. So, Mississippi State at Auburn, take the points.
There you go. You heard it.
You're wrong.
From Jeffrey the Edge Schechter.
I hope you saw that.
We'll be back in a moment.
Mississippi
Devontae
State.
Freeman will be our discussion subject. We'll talk about the Falcons' aggressive defensive strategy next on Football's Play to Win.
Make rush hour an adrenaline rush with the 2017 Nissan Altima. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help you stop safely and keep you out of a jam. Automatic emergency braking, now on Nissan Altima and Sentra. Take on today. Now with Nissan's Hurricane Relief Program. Get employee pricing plus no payments for up to 6 months.
the Infiniti QX60. Impressive performance and seating for 7. Lease the Infiniti QX60 for $399 a month or finance at 1.9% APR at your Atlanta area Infiniti retailer.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention football's play to win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
Listen, we've all got to make choices. If you're hungry and you got $5, you could make a random meal playing dollar menu bingo.
And fish sandwich.
Or you can get a real meal with the charbroiled double cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, drink, fries, and look at this fresh baked cookie. Oh, word? The $5 All-Star Meals. There's 4 of them, and there's no better way to spend $5. Only at Hardee's.
Today's Atlanta Falcons Report is brought to you by Ford F-150, the official truck of the NFL.
All right, when you talk Falcons these days, offense, you got to talk Devontae Freeman.
And now you do, because everybody was worried about whether or not he should be making that much money, and he just showed us why he makes the big bucks. Carried the ball 21 times for 106 yards and a touchdown. He is the man of the hour. We're all talking about Devontae Freeman right now.
What does it makes him so good?
He's a spark plug. He is a force to be reckoned with in the Falcons team, a.k.a. Ferrari. That speed kills. So when you got to fill up with gas, we need quick trips to the end zone. Right, Nikki?
You got in all kinds of commercial plug there. Ferrari, Quick Trip, the whole thing.
Who are you sponsored by?
Now, here's my question about Buffalo's front four. Are they good enough to get pressure on Ryan?
Well, I think the big key is Marcel Darius. He's been out with an injury. But I think when you look at this defensive line, they're built to get after anybody. I mean, you got Jerry Hughes, who's underrated, a great pass rusher. And now you got Shaq Lawson out of Clemson in his second year doing a great job. I think this team is set up to have a good day, but I think the Falcons are going to know that they're going to have to manage themselves and do a good job, to slow down this Buffalo defensive line.
Brings up my question is, how do the Falcons exploit the Buffalo D? Do they, and how do they?
Well, you trips formations.
Right.
That's your spread open offense, and that's when you start seeing motion ball where you're taking Taylor Gabriel across the formation and then you're running them out on crossing routes. And don't forget Julio deep. They threw an interception on the play action last week. Matt Ryan won't do that this week.
Yeah, Julio deep also changes the whole thing about the offense and the defensive strategy.
Right, and you got to also look at this. I'm throwing screens to Devontae Freeman. You want to stop a great pass rush, throw screens, do draws, things like that, quick passes. I just think what the Falcons need to do is just do what they do. Yeah. I mean, what I would do also, make some adjustments when it comes to the route combinations, but just do what you do.
Well,
you got it, man. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's successful. It really is.
As long as it's not what you were doing at the Super Bowl last year.
Let it go. Let it go.
All right, let's see what our friends at 680 think about this. Nick Cellini.
All right, Bob, so the question is, are the Falcons the best team in the NFC? Now, some people are going to tell you, yes, they're 3-0. Yes, they're the only undefeated team in the NFC, but some of those wins have been ugly. You know what I say to that? Who cares? It's the NFL. It's not college football. It's not about style points. And the one thing we've learned about the NFL is the only trend in the National Football League is there is no trend. Weekend to weekend, the narrative changes. If you find a way to win, that's all that matters. And I don't care about the ESPN poll, even though they do have the Falcons #1. I don't care about Pro Football Focus having them at #3. I don't care that Roddy White wants to go up there and fight people at ESPN. All I care about is this team continues to find ways to win. And down the stretch, when you win close games like this, especially on the road, it's only going to make you a better team. No more Super Bowl hangover talk. Let's just talk about what the Falcons have been able to accomplish. They are the best in the NFC.
They're the best in the NFC.
You heard that, Nikki? Did you hear that, Nikki? No more Falcons Super Bowl talk.
Could be. How about your picks?
Buffalo is very resilient. A long pass away that should have been caught away from being 3-0. Atlanta's a couple of plays away from being 1-2. That being said, I still think Atlanta has too much firepower for Buffalo. Give the 8 points.
Give the 8. Eight's a tricky number.
But they're home and they score, and It is tricky.
Yeah.
I believe each and every week I look at the Falcons, they have a chance to blow everybody out.
Yeah.
Right now in the NFC, the Falcons, the way they look to me, they look like let's think about it like this. Detroit's getting blown out until Matt Ryan throws that interception, right? And what is it, 17-7? I don't know, 6. Right. But the point is, when Matt throws that first interception, I'm sitting in the living room, it's about to be a blowout. The Falcons, I thought they were going to blow Detroit out, then the momentum switched, but I mean, this team's got some juice. I mean, they do. They're not overhyped. They really are dangerous on offense.
All right, we'll be right back with more Play to Win. We'll talk about some of the injuries in the National Football League. Stay with us on Football's Play to Win.
We are the blood, sweat, and tears of fierce ambition. We are fueled by the impossible, an inner drive that can't be contained. We are the Georgia Bulldogs. So shout, "Go Dogs!" and let the game begin. Here's to building champions. Now get $10,837 in total savings on F-150. See your local Ford dealer today.
We, the internet-loving people, want super fast internet. One that downloads an HD movie in 34 seconds. Because who wants to wait for entertainment? We want it right away. So we can watch and enjoy the second we want to. Right, buddy?
Can I have another juice box?
You're growing up so fast.
Experience super fast internet. AT&T Fiber.
You never know when the moment will strike. And when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
They're here.
Give us the gold!
Kevin, you heard the man.
Make your getaway. Win up to $100,000 over 300 times a day playing Keno.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
Dr. Lalaji not with us today, but Dr. El Amin is with us. What do you have for us?
Well, thank you for being here, for me being here. As you know, we're going to talk about some serious injuries that happened last week and give you a little bit of update. The first one is Kelvin Benjamin, wide receiver, sustained a knee injury. This is the exact same knee injury he had in 2015, but at that time he tore his ACL, but his MRI came back negative, so he's expected to be out for a couple weeks. We're also going to talk about Julio Jones. As you know, he sustained a lower back injury. He had limited practice this week, but he's expected to play. The next person we're going to talk about is Douglas Baldwin. He's a wide receiver. He has a groin strain, which is about a grade 1. He's expected to be out possibly 1 to 2 weeks. The next individual is Melvin Gordon. As we know, he sustained a knee bone bruise. This is the exact same knee that he hurt his PCL in several years ago. So he's going to be out for like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. We'll see how he does.
Okay, how about Cam Newton?
Absolutely. As you know, Cam Newton underwent shoulder surgery, and he's basically had limited play this week. They're concerned, and you notice he hasn't been throwing the ball down the field a lot because he's still a little sore. So he will play, but don't expect a lot of throws down the field due to this injury.
What's the status of Andrew Luck?
Very good question. As you know, Andrew Luck also had a shoulder surgery, but he had a labral repair. And the labrum is the tissue inside the shoulder joint that keeps the actual ball and socket from dislocating. So you actually reattach that. That was done roughly about 8 months ago, and so we expect him to get back, but he's not. So there's probably something else going on there that we don't know yet.
All right, great job.
Oh, thank you.
We'll be back in just a moment. We'll continue with Football's Play to Win.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678-LAW FIRM.
As an athlete, you know winning doesn't come easy. When you get injured, it's no different. It's hard work coming back, but you accept the challenge. At GMC Sports Medicine, we've built one of the top programs in the nation with the most sports medicine fellowship-trained doctors and the largest team of certified athletic trainers in Georgia, managing 42,000 athletes. Getting you back to peak performance is our challenge, and it's game on.
Level up with the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport with automatic emergency braking that could stop for you, intelligent all-wheel drive, and around view monitor. Wow. Take on today the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport, part of the Rogue family. Lease today starting at just $159 per month or save up to $10,760 on select models.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678-LAW-FIRM.
At Longhorn, tonight's special, the Great American Steak Dinner for $12.99. A center-cut sirloin with a side, plus a starter, or dessert. And for lunch, try one of our new burgers, like the barbecue bacon burger. You can't fake steak.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring Great American Steak Dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
The lightning round means Jeffrey's picks.
South Carolina, Texas A&M, a lot of points going to be scored. I think South Carolina's going to score enough to cover the 8 points. UCLA stinks, and so does their coach. Take Colorado with the 7. You got a midnight game in Hawaii. I like Hawaii with the points at home.
All right, I'll be up to that.
Yeah.
Midnight. How about these?
The Jets beat Miami last week. Don't be fooled by it. Jacksonville later 3. Chargers need to go back to San Diego. Philly will cover 1.5, win the game straight up. And I like Oakland against Denver. I think Oakland with Kansas City are 2 best teams in the AFC.
What about one of these young coaches in Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott? This is the youth movement in NFL.
But I think, looking at the way the league is going, there are different kinds of people getting opportunities when it comes to coaching.
More
Younger
former players coming into head coaching jobs, meaning that the head coach is younger and more connected?
Yeah, definitely connected with players because they know how to do it with the players. They know how to be on their same level, on the same wavelength. So
but it's a young
players
man,
as coaches.
I'm sorry. It's a young man's game. I mean, think about the Falcons.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is, a younger, he has the vibe of a young man. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things he does, loves hip-hop, plays cool stuff, and relates to the players. In the old days, let's call a spade a spade. There wasn't a lot of relationships with some of the coaches from the past. Chuck Noll wasn't exactly, on the floor listening to 2 Chainz. So
that's right.
It's just like, but the young guys will.
Don Shula was a young coach. I think he was in his late 20s.
He was young when he started, that's right.
With the Colts.
He was. All right. That's it. That's football's Play to Win. We'll see you next week. You stay tuned for football's Play to Win every Saturday on Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by Ford, Mellow Mushroom, and Georgia Lottery.